4 blocks. Okay, so now we'll do horizontal motion in a second. I seem to be mostly interested in jump arcs at the moment. Let's change this in steps. So what we saw in the game was that when you jump, you start falling at a linear rate afterwards. So let's do that linear rate. So if you're increasing, it seems like you basically approach and hit, leave and hit the ground at about the same speed. So what if we say that if you take off at 15, then you should hit at 50? Well, maybe that's a little bit faster. It's definitely, that seems like it's faster. So let's try the various steps. So, when you press the W key, it sets your speed to negative. So on the step, let's see what happens if we just give it a little bit of a max velocity, basically. So we'll do that with an if statement, which is a sort of key component of programming. And the way you do those is by setting up an initial, fors, I'm doing fors. No, an if statement just wants one condition. So that checks something like if v-speed is greater than or equal to 15, so you have greater than or equal to, you have just greater than, you have equal to, less than, equal to, and things thereof. So let's just do greater than at the moment. 15, then v-speed equals. So what that's going to do is that's going to set a maximum on the downward velocity of our vertical speed. That won't affect the upward velocity because that's in negatives, and that's never going to trigger v-speed is greater than 15. They call it speed, but it's really velocity. So do with that what you will. So now, when we don't use our controller, it seems to fall. It's not exactly Mario-like, because the thing is, Mario starts, also, he hits the ground faster than that, certainly. So, yeah. Whatever that sounds. But let's negative 20, and we might change it so that it's not, well, so let's change this so it's not v-speed is greater than negative 15. Let's say v-speed is greater than 0. So now when it starts falling, it will instantly speed down, which is not exactly what we want. Yeah, that's a little bit of a down thing. The moment I release this thing, it starts doing that. So, long it doesn't take very long at all. So, let's try something like 5. Yep, good. Yep. Yeah, you can also stop that up here. So the stuff I'm doing is, I'm doing it in GameMaker Studio, which is why it may look weird, but you can do it in older versions. I haven't done anything specific to Studio yet. So that sort of looks right. That does seem a bit fast. But let's modify this. We can hit the ground just a little bit slower. The ground just a little bit slower, but still get the fall off effect. So, that's pretty close. Yeah, so that's how I'm talking in your left ear most of the time, aren't I? So that's that. Look at that there little thing. That looks like a Mario jump. Now, let's get horizontal motion rolling. So, starting now. Takes that long. Basically takes a second to get up to your mouse. You see the little sprite sheet. Did I just wall jump? I did not do that intentionally. Oh, fine. I will do this level then. Oh, something else you'll notice there is that Mario cannot walk through walls. Horizontally, when you get stuck in front of a block, you get stuck in front of a block. Let's work on that as well. So let's make our blocks better, and let's make horizontal motion. We have normal speed, accelerates, and slide, and then run speed, accelerates, and sky. So we'll be changes differences in abilities between our hero when he is small and large, which will probably take the aid of frame-by-frame analysis or something. Right now we're just doing a general approximation. So let's do add event. I'm just gonna do the keyboard letters B. And I'm gonna do that mouth thing because that looks great and sounds great, and it just makes me a better broadcaster altogether. Now, a key. When you press a key, any key, I'll tell you which key. It's the A key. Sorry, I just gotta say, I apologize. I feel bad. I really do. When you press the A key, you want to start accelerating, and you will do that with H speed. And you'll probably want to do that with a minus equals because you're moving to the left, and the x-axis is negative to the left in Game Maker, much like in many other graphical Cartesian coordinate systems that you will be battered with in school in the amazing mathematical education that we have. H speed minus equals, so gravity was making you move just a little bit faster than we actually wanted you to. That's increasing at 2 or 1 if you're holding the button. So let's do H speed equals 0.5 and just see how that works. But obviously that's not going to work because you're just going to be able to accelerate into whatever. Let's set a kind of max, but I will do that differently. Instead of doing, if H speed is greater than 10 or less than 10 instead of things, I'm just going to do something in general, which I feel like is kind of better. We'll see how it compares to the actual game. H speed equals H speed over 1.1. And what that does is that will set a limit on it, because math, and we will look at that in just a second. Yeah. Blank. I will try to stop doing the mouth thing. Add abmro.speed. Doesn't matter if he falls off the screen because we're not checking speed. So when we start moving to the left, it will slowly approach 5, but not actually reach 5 pixels per second, and then go back down to 1 when we release. As you can see in this little box here, vertical speed is seamlessly actually very fast upwards. There's no limit to vertical speed. We'll make sure that you can't jump later. First, we will give you horizontal motion and an actual floor to stand on. Full horizontal motion. I'm just going to duplicate this event. Keyboard, letter, D key. My dog shaking in the background. Color. Plus equals 5. And let's give you a floor to work on. Sure. Come on, guys. Ah, proof of the room editor, you guys. You guys need to have to get it. Cool. So, I will not be doing all of these things in GameMaker. I'm doing this one in GameMaker. Future episodes will hopefully not be done in I've been working a little bit in Stencil and trying to get Flash developed with Flashpunk and Flixel working. Those purses of Flash and Flixel, and right there, back. And Unity. I work in Unity quite a bit. So I will